Miss Transformers 96 here with another review, this time the Hot Toys Avengers Loki. So here you go. So this figure was given to review by a fantastic toy store, Toy Anxiety. They're great for all your 1 in 6 scale Hot Toys Sideshow needs. Check them out, the link will be in the description. If you're just looking for a piece or a part of this figure or any figure, go check them out because they do part out figures. So here you go. So as you can see, we've got Loki here, he's in the box. I absolutely love this box. I love the design of the boxes for the Avengers figures. I swear, collecting the box is just as fun as collecting the figure. I absolutely love this design. So very cool design. Let's get him out of package and see how cool he is. Here's Loki out of package, but before we go into the figure, let's go over his accessories. Loki does come with a pretty large assortment of hands. He has 5 left hands and 4 right hands. Overall, they look very cool. You get 2 2 holding hands that are meant for holding either one of the scepters. You've got 2 relaxed palms, 2 hands with very small grips for holding the daggers. 2 open hands, and then another open hand. These 2 I don't understand because they're almost like exactly the same design, so I'm not sure why they gave us those 2. Overall, they look pretty cool. They do have armor on every single hand, which does look nice. Let's see if we can focus. There you go. Nicely done. I really do like it. It's extremely well painted. I will say though, if you do look at the pictures for Loki, if you look at the picture that shows all the stuff that he comes with, if I'm not mistaken, there are 2 extra hands there that he actually doesn't come with. Not 100% on that, but I think that that's the case. So you'll just have to look at these. These are the hands that you get. Overall, a nice assortment, and pretty much everything that you need. He just doesn't have a fist, which I do find a little odd. I can't imagine many people actually giving him a fist because it doesn't really work for Loki too much. There's much better things you can do, but still a fist is typically a hand that you get with all your figures, so it is interesting not to see it here, but not a big problem whatsoever. One more thing about the hands, with these 2, the holding hands that are for holding the scepter, there's an unfortunate thing here. It's not a huge problem, but there is like a cut from the thumb, like this thumb piece was glued on after. I really do not like that. It's on both sides. It doesn't look great because it is actually noticeable when it's in his hand, and typically you're going to use this because you're going to have him holding the scepter. So I don't like that cut very much. It's not a huge problem, but it's just a little bit of an annoyance that I'm not loving, and it is just on these 2 hands. The rest of them don't have that, so it's interesting. Loki, of course, comes with a standard Avengers base. This base comes with all the Avengers figures. Of course, it's just a nice standard base here. You've got the Avengers logo, you've got the Loki nameplate, and then the adjustable cradle on top. The same as all the rest, but I love that they're all the same, so they look really nice together. He also comes with these 2 small daggers. He uses these in the Thor movie, mostly when he's fighting the Frost Giants. These are the 2 weapons he uses. And in the Avengers movie, his opening scene, when he fights the shield guards, he does use these daggers to kill some of them. And then at the end of the Avengers, he does stab Thor with one of these daggers. These are very cool. I really do like them, especially since they're used in both of the movies. They do have different designs, which I think is cool. Something that I was impressed with the 3 3/4 inch Loki, that he came with 2 different designs of these daggers. Overall, they're very nice. As you can see, one here, it does have more of a traditional handle with the whole spear and everything, which looks very nice. And then this one's my personal favorite. It's got a really neat looking handle with, of course, the knife. They're both very cool. The only thing I will say is, with this dagger, the tip is like completely bent on mine, unfortunately. Not a huge problem, but still is a little disappointing. Overall, they look great, but just hope that they don't have any dents or anything like that, because it looks like it can happen quite easily. He does come with 2 scepters, which I absolutely love. I'm so happy he doesn't just come with the one, he comes with both, which is great. Because in the movie, of course, for the most part, he has the long scepter, but for sometimes when he doesn't really have the helmet on, he does have the small scepter. Just to go over the small one, overall looks great. I love the gold with the black kind of wash on it. Looks wonderful. Then you've got the silver end with the kind of crystal in it, which looks great. It does light up, and it is a little bit transparent too, which is fantastic. Absolutely love it. The same detail goes for this longer one. It is, of course, just longer. This is supposed to be the same weapon in the movie It's not two different weapons, which is nice. And even the blade at the end does have a different design, as you can see. I absolutely love it. I can't imagine many people using the smaller scepter, which is why I find it a little pointless, but I'm absolutely delighted to see them give it to us, because you would think that they would kind of think that it's kind of pointless to give it to us, so they wouldn't, but they did anyway, which looks wonderful. It's great, and what's really nice is if you want to have a whole display, or even when the Mark Ruffalo Hulk comes out, the Bruce Banner, you could actually have him pose holding this one while Loki still has a scepter, which is great. So this does have more uses that you can use, because of course the Avengers do kind of confiscate his scepter, and the small one is the one that they have, which so you can do some nice poses and dioramas with it as well. So overall, very nice. Love these weapons. Nothing bad to say about them. He also comes with the items to imprison him, like at the end of the Avengers movie. He does have the handcuffs as well as the muzzle, which is really quite wonderful. I'm ecstatic that they actually gave this to you, because this is an accessory that a lot of people might have not expected it. So it's not 100% necessary, but they did it anyway, which is great. The actual handcuffs are very nice, gold with silver, silver with gold highlights. Looks wonderful. It is attached to a real chain, which is great, extremely flexible, as you can see, and the actual links are kind of squarish. They look really cool. Really do love that, as well as you get the muzzle here. Very nice, extremely accurate, silver with some copper highlights. Absolutely wonderful, and overall they look great. I'm super happy that they actually packed Loki with these items. I wouldn't have expected it, but they did, and they all look great. Here he is with the muzzle on. As you can see, it fits perfectly and is extremely movie accurate. Really do love it. Looks extremely cool. Very neat idea for them to include it, and it looks awesome. Just to go over the helmet on his face, as you can see, it looks breathtaking. I absolutely love this helmet when he's wearing it. Looks so cool. I can definitely see most people that buy this item keeping him displayed with the helmet on. It is absolutely wonderful, and it was a great idea to actually have it be broken into two parts so that it's more form-fitting and more flat on his face, instead of having to slide this whole thing on, because then it wouldn't be as perfect as a perfect fit as it is now. I absolutely love it. Looks fantastic. Makes him look so grand and epic. Really love it. Great. I can't say anything bad about this helmet. So now on to the figure. Let's go over the head sculpt. As you can see, looks wonderful. Absolutely represents Tom Hiddleston. Really nicely done. Very much like it. I think that with the helmet on, it does look even better. But without the helmet on, it definitely looks very nice. And I do really like the hair. Not a whole lot going on with the hair here, it's just very shiny, but in the back, towards the bottom, you get lots of nice detail with about 4 different layers of hair, which is very cool, very nicely done, and an extremely cool look. Plus, I love the eyes. They really captured the eyes quite well. Onto the rest of the costume, it looks absolutely breathtaking. This is where they absolutely exceeded in the figures designing the actual costume, the outfit. Really wonderful. You do get a gold beaded kind of outline to the actual costume, which looks wonderful. You got some green fabric there, and then like a black, almost like leather, and a gold bit. You get gold armor throughout it and on the shoulder pads, where you can hook in the cape and have him with his cape. And then in the arms, you get nice shoulder pads with a wonderful design in there. I absolutely love it. And what's very nice is in the actual black part of the costume, you do get this kind of red jeweled beaded look throughout it. Really quite wonderful. This must have taken a long time to design and perfect, but it looks quite stunning, and they did an incredible job on it. Here's the back so you can see the cape. Overall, the cape is very nice. It does have that kind of line design like they did with Thor. It does look very cool. Thor, he had the cape on when you took him out of the package. Loki, you'll have to put it in. It's not very hard, and of course it stays in extremely well, just so you can kind of see the bottom. That's how it looks. Very, pretty easy to put in, and overall looks wonderful. So let's go down a little bit on the costume. Further down on the costume, the detail still continues. Of course, that gold beaded look continues throughout the costume. And then when you get to the bottom here, you get a whole bunch of different like kind of cut pieces. They look wonderful. Look at that gold. So well done. Then you get the green there. Looks wonderful. This does feel like a kind of hard plastics. A nice design in the black there. Looking incredible. This costume is extremely so well done. You get the boots here, and I love the way it's folded and then it goes into the boots. The boots look really great, and as far as articulation on this guy, it's very nice. I would have thought with all of the layers and the design of the clothing on his arms, I thought his arms would be extremely hindered. They are not. Like, very much at all, they're not hindered. The elbows and shoulders can move extremely nicely, which is great. And then the knees and everything, the thighs, they work great. And the ankles are fantastic. These are a separate piece from the actual boot, so it does have a ball-jointed ankle, much like his brother Loki, so it does have that pivot up and down. You get some wonderful movement with the ankles there, which is fantastic. And the head with the hair or with the helmet on doesn't hinder him at all. So overall, the articulation is great, but the costume is absolutely 100% stunning. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. Couldn't say anything better about the costume because it is marvelous. Here's a shot of all, or if not all, very close to every single Loki figure that has come out from either the Thor or Avengers toy line. As you can see, they all look pretty cool. I absolutely love them together. Of course, Loki's the crown. The Hot Toys Loki is the crown jewel, but there have been lots of nice figures to come out, and I cannot wait for some more Lokis from the Thor 2 Avengers toy line. But as you can see, they all look great together, and you can really see just how insanely above the Hot Toys one is to all the rest. So there you go. So for some size comparison here, I have Loki with Captain America and Hawkeye, all from the Avengers series of Hot Toys figures. As you can see, Loki is a nice size. With his helmet, of course, he towers over them, but without the helmet, just looking at it just from his head, he is slightly shorter than Captain America and quite decently taller than Hawkeye. So he's a nice size. I think that it's completely accurate, and overall looks very nice. The moment is finally here. I have waited about a year to do this comparison. I've been so looking forward to it, and finally all the figures have been released. The Avengers villains posed together. As you can see, there you have on the left you've got the brilliant Red Skull. In the middle you've got the ginormous Ironmonger, and on the right you've got the elegant Loki. All together standing. Really love this. I love the way they look all together. Of course, you've got Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor's villains together. They look so cool. I absolutely love this, and they look so awesome. So if you have Red Skull and Ironmonger, you're thinking about this Loki, definitely go ahead and get them just so that you can display them together because they look quite magnificent together. I love this right here. So fantastic, and they look so great as a full team. So overall, this figure is really great. Really do love it. The sculpt and the detailing in the costume alone is absolutely incredible. Highly recommended just for that. But what's great on top of that is that it has a really nice articulation. Even though it has such a complex costume, it still maintains the great articulation. And then I love the face sculpt. I love the accessories. I love just pretty much everything about this figure. I highly recommend it if you're even just kind of a fan of Loki. I highly recommend it. I'm just a fan of villains. I'm not a huge Loki fan, but I'm just a big fan of Marvel villains, so I absolutely love this for the character as well as the actual figure. Highly recommend it. Like I said, Toy Anxiety gave me this figure review. A great toy store for all your 1/6 scale Hot Toys Sideshow needs. Check them out. The link will be in the description, toyanxiety.com. They also part out figures if you're looking for just a piece or a part. So overall, it's a stunning figure. Highly recommended. Thank you for watching. Chance496 here, and just want to say thank you for watching my review, and to definitely go check out toyanxiety.com today. They're an amazing toy store for all your 1/6 scale needs. They have everybody. They sell high quality at low prices. Go to toyanxiety.com today.